Hello everybody and welcome. In today's video, which is also the first video, we are going to be covering the very beginning of Terraria. What you should do, what you shouldn't do, and this is a noob's guide. A noob's guide to Terraria. And I'm saying that because I'm a noob making a guide about Terraria. So, let's get to it. So now we sit through about 6 minutes of world generation, and for your sake, it's not going to be 6 minutes because it's painful. The first part of this video, I absolutely wasted. I was trying to make a graveyard biome, and it didn't work, so I kind of just... Yeah, I don't really know what I was doing, to be honest. Well, then when I regained my brain cells back, I decided I should probably build a house for my guide, which was the worst piece of work I've ever done. It was terrible, but it was a house, which is all that matters. Because at the end of the day, I'm still overpricing my NPC's rent. So, here, you can use a crafting table as a table, but like, it costs 10 wood, and the actual table costs 8 wood, so it's much better if you use a table, unless you have a crafting table already placed down. In your NPC housing, there needs to be a wall, a table, a chair, and some light source. And it needs to be 6 by 6, I think. I'm not too positive, though. But once you do this, your guide is suitable to move in, and you can go about exploring your world. Now, once you finish your NPC housing, you can go explore your world. I like going to the desert first for 2 reasons. The desert temple, which can give you really good loot, like the flying carpet, because the flying carpet's really useful early game, or it can give you absolutely useless loot, such as a costume. But either way, the desert temple's still really good. Just so you know where it is. Usually it's underground, though, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's underground. Also, in the desert temple, I don't know if you guys would like them, but I personally like the banners, the snake banner, and the other banner. I'm not sure what the other banner is, but the other reason I like the desert is the cacti. Now, cacti is really useful because you can craft cactus armor, cactus pickaxe, which I didn't craft because I didn't see it. It's like 5% more pickaxe power, so I didn't see use for it. But cactus armor is really good because it has a thorns effect, which basically, if you don't know what that is, it deals damage to the enemies that are dealing damage to you. So it's a pretty good early game armor. Now, as I'm getting attacked here by a vulture, I don't have any necessary ways of killing it. I have a copper short sword, and very soon, I'm getting chased by 3 vultures, which, if I had recall potions, which teleport you back to your spawn, or your home, whichever, but this early in the game, it would teleport you back to spawn, because to have a home, to have a spawn point, you have to have a bed, which is kind of annoying to get. But anyways, so I've run into the desert, or the jungle. Now, the jungle is a huge It is one of the most important places in the overall game of Terraria. But the problem is that some of the most dangerous mobs are there. They're really, really like hard to kill, and they do a ton of damage. So when you're going into the jungle, especially this early in the game, you want to be careful and move about really cautiously. Now, what you should do when you finish the NPC housing is, or what I like to do, is go looking for a chest. And the reason is chests contain really good loot, and they're found all about the world. So as I'm looking for this chest or any decent loot, I took a poison dart to the face and then died to some bees, which was really unfortunate. But they were nice enough to send me back to my home, so that was that. Now, for these next 3 minutes, I sped it up to times 8 speed, but for the next 3 minutes, it was nighttime. I was trying to build another NPC housing, and then I kept dying because I wanted another graveyard biome. It was really pointless, don't ask me why. Now, after that extremely long night, I decided to go check out the right of my world. So I came across the snow biome. The snow biome is really good, mainly because it has everything that you need, or it usually does. It has a bunch of life crystals, and it has a bunch of chests. However, in my case, I ran around here for 12 minutes to find absolutely nothing. But some of the things that I have in my hotbar, I still have the copper short sword, which is what you spawn with. I have the spear, which is found in a chest that is in the above ground chest. And then I have an enchanted boomerang, which is you find a boomerang in chest above ground, same as the spear, but then you use one fallen star to craft the enchanted boomerang, which I would recommend going for early game. It's a really good weapon, and yeah, it's a really good weapon. Now, unfortunately, I have no gear, and the magic carpet is the only thing that I have found so far. So it was really unfortunate for me. But basically, the rest of this is just me running around in the snow biome, and it's pretty boring. Nothing happened. Now, I slowed this down in 0.7 speed because I want you to look at the bottom at that green text. A blood moon is the worst event ever. It is horrible. There's no mercy whatsoever, and you are going to watch me suffer. Now, I kid you not, for the next 9 minutes and 59 seconds, I died over and over and over in this blood moon. And it's just, I couldn't catch a break. There's mist on the ground from the graveyard biome forming, and it was terrible. The only decent thing from this is the shark tooth necklace, which I didn't get. Now, after suffering through that monstrosity, I decided I wanted to make my own house. Not for my NPCs, but for me, which I recommend you should most definitely do when you get tired of exploring or you die a couple of times and you need a break. Building a house is really fun, and it's kind of challenging to see what you can do. Now, for my house, I've never built a house in the desert before, so I decided to try it. And so for my house, I got sandstone, which You can use a furnace to craft, which you craft a furnace with like 8 cobblestone, I think, which is really common. And so I smelted it down into sandstone block with 1 sand, and with the power of editing, my house is about to be finished. Now, this house did take a really long time. It didn't take too long. It took maybe about 25 minutes to make, but I'm not done with it yet, so I don't think it turned out too bad. Now, the biggest part, sorry, I had to sneeze. The biggest part in a Terraria world is early on. If you can manage to find a sky island, then that is a huge game changer for you. Sky islands contain 5 useful items, I think. A Star Fury, a Lucky Horseshoe. A Star Fury does 23 base damage, I think. And what it does is anywhere on the screen that your cursor is where a star will fall. So it's really good for this early in the game. It contains a Lucky Horseshoe, which negates fall damage. It contains a shiny red balloon, which lets you jump higher, which can be used to craft like a balloon in a bottle and stuff like that, which I'll get to later, because I may be able to craft one, who knows. It contains a celestial magnet, which is, it's an accessory, but I'd probably cry if I got one. And then it contains fledgling wings, which is the best item that you can get. Simply because the reason, they let you fly. Not for very long, but they're still huge. Now, if you look at the top left of my screen, there's, a waterfall that indicates that there's a sky island. Now, the only reason I can see it from where I am is because my jungle is so tall. It is really tall. But I would recommend using rope to go get one of these if you find one. I'd recommend using your rope, and you need to get up to one of those if you find one, because they're huge. Now, if you look around and you see that white ghost moving around, that is why you need to get a graveyard. Because it gives you Abigail's flower. Abigail's flower can grow, which will summon Abigail, which is, she's so good early game like this. She does pretty good damage, and even if she doesn't do good damage, she attacks mobs, and you can hide, regenerate your health, and do whatever you need to do. So she's a really good, viable option for early game. Just whatever you do, don't play Summoner class. It will change you. And here's my reaction to what's inside of the chest. Just listen to it. Okay. Moment of truth. Oh my god. Oh my. Oh. I got fledgling wings out of the first chest. Yo, what? So, yeah, I got wings. Yo, and, I was fledgling excited. Now, this part is me. I thought it would be a really cool idea to turn this place into a storage facility later on. So, yeah, I'm turning it into a storage facility or some type of cool base. I'm not sure yet. But I also got a kite that I spent about 2 minutes flying before I went back to work. Now, I thought that I would make it a house, but then I realized I don't want to be all the way on the left side of the world. because like then that's just too far away from the right side. So I think I'm going to stick with my desert house. But nonetheless, I think I did a pretty good job turning this into a like base or into a future storage facility. And yeah, I don't think I did too bad. But I'm not by any means a professional builder. I just kind of build whatever comes to mind, which is kind of what this game is about, but also at the same time it's not at all close to what the game is about. But yeah, I think it was a pretty cool idea, and just if you want, you can finish watching me build this, and yeah.
Actually, this is my base. That, like, this would be awesome. 8. I don't know what to do with this. I really don't know what to do with this. I mean, I guess I could make it cooler, but... What is this? Sorry, well, actually... Wait, I had an idea. What is this? This wall. So what if I make, like, these two, obviously. Now... Oops. I can make a storage system. Is on. Move this here. I found like 15 minutes up here. I'm not even two on each side. And what if I place our house? Tools, 4 on here. That's 8, that's exactly 4, so wait, actually, that's 6. I don't like that. I think something like a lot there. Also, okay, well, honestly, that's a little bad. What if I place... Yeah, I think that's probably complete.
So after I finished that, I decided it would be a good idea, since the jungle is right below me, to go in the jungle and just maybe try and find some loot. Maybe Hermes boots, maybe feral claws, anything. And well, this game blessed me just with the utmost amount anyone could ever ask for.
Absolutely blessed me. Everything I've ever done up to this moment, I've been blessed by the Terraria gods themselves. Okay, now there's a problem.
So eventually, I was happy, and then of course all good things have to come to an end. I was getting attacked, and I was really low on health, as you can see. But my Abigail was chasing the Hornet, and I was just regenerating my health, which is one of the good things about Summoner class, is they do most of the work early game, but as soon as you get to hard mode, Summoner class just gets so hard. Now let me explain why the Hermes boots are so good. Hermes boots allow you to run fast, but that means when you're making your boss arenas, which I'll cover in the next episode, that means you can run faster than the boss can move. They're really good accessories. Same thing with Snow Flurry boots. Any kind of boots, because once I complete the Goblin army, the Goblin Tinker will spawn in, and he will give me access to Rocket Boots and a Tinker's Workshop, which will then give me access to Spectre Boots, which are the best boots early game, or mid game I should say. And then the Fletchling Wings are great because they give you flight. Lucky Horseshoe is good because you don't take any fall damage.
That was actually a really dumb move.
The Carpet's really good early game, like as early as I was. But now I'll find another accessory to replace it with, since I have mobility, which are the wings. And you'll want to find... Here's the loadout that I recommend before you try and fight the Wall of Flesh, which is the gateway into hard mode. I recommend Spectre Boots, Fledgling Wings if you have them, but if not, that's okay. Feral Claws, the Shield of Cthulhu. I think you can get that in expert mode, but what that does from defeating the first boss in the game, well, he might be the second boss. He's the first boss that'll naturally spawn. He's the second easiest, but that allows you to dash, and yeah. So in the next episode, I will be taking on the Eye of Cthulhu and King Slime. And I hope this guide helped. See you next time. Part 2 will probably
Not gonna lie.
be dropping tomorrow, which will be how to take on bosses. And yeah, hope this helped. Thanks for watching. See you next time.